Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Got to give a big shout out to Miss Angelique and Mr. Bordeaux from South Louisiana. I appreciate the support and your generosity. Thank you very much. Now today I wanted to talk about some good news. I got to looking at my news feed. I'm like, shit, everything is coronavirus, and shelter in place, and new cases, and man, it's just all bad. It's all bad, and it's all coronavirus all the time. And of course, you know, the mainstream mediocres benefit from this. You know, to keep the population scared and hysterical keeps them tuned in. If it bleeds, it leads, right? So, of course, it behooves them to stoke the fires, to keep everything doom and gloom. Stay tuned to us for your exclusive coverage of the COVID-19, right? But there is good news. There are some good things that have come from this, as strange as that may sound. And I'll put a link in the description box to this article that I found where it gives like 23 positives or good things that are happening with the coronavirus as far as, the Chinese virus, as far as vaccines on the way. There's some hosers in Canada, that are working on a vaccine. There's people all around the world, Australia, France, all these countries are coming up with cures. Also the chloroquine that's been around forever to treat malaria and something else. I want to say lupus, don't quote me on that, but there have been a couple people in the comment section saying that they've been taking that same drug for a different ailment for years. No side effects, according to them. So, there are bright spots. There is help on the way. There's also cities are kind of getting a break, from the constant travel and cars and shit like that. And in Venice, Italy, the water's clear for the first time in forever, because there's constantly being churned by boats and the gondolas and shit. And just the way people are acting, from what I've seen, I work retail, I've seen people adjusting pretty well to it. Occasionally you have some rude asshole, but that's how everyday life is. But people are adjusting, people understand, and we're going to get through it. We've been through worse. We survived 8 years of Obama, and if we can do that, we can sure as fuck do this. We've been through worse. We'll be all right. This will pass. And imagine when, the day that they announce, or when they start to announce, things will be opening up, things will be going back to normal, restaurants, shops, and whatnot. How exciting that'll be, how great that'll be. It'll almost be like a humongous block party for the country, for the world. Of the world, Craig. You know what I mean? Like being able to go out and do things, do our normal things again. Take your kids places. Go out and be entertained, to turn off our opportunities, to turn off what's going on in our lives for a few hours. That'll be great. That'll be beautiful. I'm looking forward to that. I'm trying to focus on that, as one of the positives. And there are, like I said, I'll put a link to an article where there's 23 of them. And some of them are like, well, China is developing this and they're, trying to do that. Well, yeah, fool, it's your fault. You shit in the pool, you got to scoop it out, right? You got to fish that turd out of there so we can get back in the water. It's hot, right? So things are happening. And, like I said, with the mainstream mediocres, this is what they do. This is their bread and butter. I mean, if you sold adult diapers, wouldn't you be excited if everybody started shitting themselves out of nowhere? That means your stock's gonna go through the damn roof. You're about to get paid. So it's the same thing with them, but let's try to focus on the positives, and there are a lot of them. Like yesterday, a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, before everything went on shelter in place and everything, and no more, before people were hoarding all kinds of shit. I went to the Dollar Tree and I bought 10 cans of shaving cream. I bought the big ones too, because I knew, and before I didn't know all this shit would get like this at the time, but I wanted to do something fun with the kids. And like a couple years ago, when my son was really little, my daughter, my niece, we were at our house, or we were watching our niece, and I figured it'd be a good idea, a fun idea, to have a shaving cream fight. You always see that at the end of the sitcoms back in the day. Someone would have a big cream pie, and whoever was the biggest prude or whoever was mad all the time, they'd call their name, they'd turn around and go, huh? And then somebody would put a cream pie in their face. I always wanted to do that shit when I was a kid. I thought that shit was so cool, so funny. So I'm like, hey, I'm in charge now. I'm the dad now. So I can make the rules. I'm doing this shit. And we have a big backyard. There's no grass, so it's easy to hose everything off. So yeah, yesterday me and the kids had a shaving cream fight. I bought these little pie tins so we can fill them up with shaving cream and throw them in each other's face. It was great. There was a little bit of my son yelling my daughter's name. Stop! I'm like, this is a shaving cream fight, man. This is how it goes. But overall, it was fun. They had a great time. Just doing things like that, kind of digging deep to find things to do with each other, finding more time together. We were coloring, and my daughter made my stepdad a birthday card. Just shit like that, trying to find more quality time, because when you can go out and do everything, we're usually at the park or the beach or whatever. We're out doing other things. We're looking for entertainment outside of the house, but this forces us to look inside and spend more quality time with each other. For those of you that have, my kids are 4 and 8. So for those of you with kids who are teenagers or close to being teenagers, who have adult kids, you realize that this quality time shit don't last forever. Them thinking you know everything and you're cool and you're a superhero, the shit don't last forever. Eventually they got their stupid ass friends and they want to go hang out with them all the time. I remember my mom telling me when I was about 14 or 15, you just treat this place like a hotel. You just come here and shower and eat and leave and go hang out with your friends. I'm like, yeah, they're my friends. I'm 14, 15 years old. I don't even want the world to know I have parents. I'm trying to be with my boys. So I know that day is coming. I know I won't be the coolest guy they've ever met forever. So I'm trying to soak up every single morsel, every drop of quality time that I have with my kids. And to be honest, coronavirus is kind of forcing us to do that. And like I mentioned yesterday, another upside to all this is we are showing Hollywood that we don't give a fuck. All the times that they try to indoctrinate our kids with their bullshit, all the time they try to tell us that we're living in this racist, post-apocalyptic landscape, all the times they try to tell us how much better than us they are, how they virtue sit on, I do this and I do that. Well, I don't give a fuck, because the Chinese virus is putting things in perspective. And they're realizing that we don't care about them. They're not important. They're forced to sit there and reflect and see that life goes on without them, and they're just not that important. I would dare to say they're not important at all. And I think the situation that we're in is going to change the face of entertainment for the better, for us. I think there'll be more stuff available, like as far as streaming. I don't think it's going to be so much the old-fashioned way of movie premieres and all that kind of shit. I think this is going to change. People are seeing that we can get the milk without going through this disgusting, disease, perverted, virtue signaling cow. So I think that's going to be to our benefit. Hollywood is seeing that nobody gives a fuck. You just like us. You're sitting at home. Nobody's above this. Nobody's above this pandemic. We're all affected by it. We're all sitting at home when we need to be, unless we have an essential job or situation to go to handle. So yeah, just trying to bring a little positivity to it. Everything is doom and gloom. Look on your news feed right now. Everything is all bad, but there is some good. So let's concentrate on that. Let's get through this bullshit. Let's get back to normal. Let's get these damn stores open up again. Let's get back to life. And I don't think, I mean, honestly, I've talked to other people who think differently, but I don't think this is going to be the new norm. I think we're going to learn from this. I think we're going to put this little arrow in our quill for next time. It's human nature. You adjust, adapt, and learn for the next time. Like, you got me. You got me this time. You got me again, China. That's another thing we need to focus on. When this is all said and done, the world and China need to sit down and have a fucking heart-to-heart. If you guys are going to be over there eating and fucking weird animals, somehow you need to keep that over there. Because every damn pandemic we've dealt with, well, damn near except for what, Ebola? All that shit's come from China. How many times are we going to get burned? How many times are we going to get burned? How many times are we going to let this dirty slut burn us and leave us with an outbreak on our American penis? How many times? So after we handle this, we need to handle that. I'm about to handle this damn rat race. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Make sure you get your Jericho Green notification tone, link in the description box, just $1.29. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.